Hey YouTube, how you doing? This is Real Talk Presents, and this is part 2 of the Dave Chappelle Actor Studio interview breakdown. I want to share a couple of things that I noticed while rewatching this video. So with that said, let's get started.
I just like having fun. When I'm on stage, I get real happy up there. Like maybe that's the only time in my adult life that I feel like myself. You're standing up there, you know what I mean? Like a gladiator. And them lights is on you, and you look down, and everyone's looking up at you like. And it's just all these smiles around you, and they get dressed, and they put perfume on and stuff, and they're going to see your show. That feels good, man. These people, you know, they love you. Even if it's for a minute, they really do. They love you, man. You know, it's like a love fest.
Okay, here Dave admits that being on stage is when he feels the most comfortable. You know, when he's the most real, because it seems like when he gets off of stage, that's when all the politics and all the, you know, the fanfare and, you know, he's a celebrity, la 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 la. That's when all that hits. But when he's on stage, it's just him, a mic, him expressing his thought processes or his observations to the public, and everybody seems to, you know, to love it. I think that's one of the reasons why most of us love him, because, or love his talent is what it is, and him, you know, because of his observation, you know, his observations and the way that he tells a story in a humorous fashion, you know. But that could be not good for the other team, if you get what I'm saying.
Black people don't like the ghetto.
Like you and me, you mean?
Yeah. Nobody wants to live in the ghetto, but the joke is so dope. Man, I gotta pat myself on the back. That shit is because it's based off of true stories. Yes. The joke starts out, I'm in a limousine. I knew he was taking me to the ghetto because I'm looking out the window. I'm like, gun store, liquor store. Where the hell are you taking me? Boom. So, okay, there's a little statement, but it's not preachy. It's not, but I'm just painting a picture. I'm painting a picture, right? Then we get to the ghetto, and then I do the baby standing on the corner. That was in Washington. I saw some kids running around playing, and I was like, who has their kids just running out on the streets like this? Okay, true story. Now,
Okay, so here he's admitting that a lot of the comedy that he does is true. I mean, we kind of know that already. I mean, that doesn't take a rocket scientist. But one observation that I'm making is that it is, in fact, little kids are selling drugs, and there are a lot of the adults are using children to do the dirty deeds. So in a way, he was making a statement. I mean, he says here in this interview that the baby didn't talk to him and he wasn't selling weed, but actually I think that's what he was alluding to, but he just not admitting it on air, you know, for obvious reasons, because you know, there's certain things he'll say and other things that he won't say. So he's protecting himself, I believe.
Did the baby talk to me? No. Was he selling weed? No. But I was making a point, you know. I was making a very subtle point. And here I am, a black man in a limousine. Now we get into the class issues.
Right.
In the ghetto. So it's truth and jest. You know, I pride myself on saying real shit that people don't even notice I'm saying. But they feel it, because when people come up to me, they say it. I love that. They can feel it, but I don't think they really know. So when you pointed that out, I was very impressed, man. And then sometimes I just tell shit jokes. That's the beauty of it.
One of the virtues.
So here he's admitting that he's telling the truth through his comedy, but then he gets to mix the truth with just whimsical stuff, just dumb silliness. So you can't really tell. Well, I guess we can, because I think that one of the, like he said, that he's saying subtle things and people like it, and you don't really know why you like it, but what you like is the fact that he's keeping it real. Kind of like what I like to do.
Like that. Now, don't make fun of me. But when you play white dudes, your speech is pitch perfect, which led me to realize that either one of you could, if you wished, speak that way all the time. In other words, is it a matter of choice?
Every black American is bilingual. All of them. We speak street vernacular and we speak job interview. There's a certain way I gotta speak to have access. If I'm sitting across the table from a studio exec, sometimes they'll do it to me. Say, my man, what's happening? I'm so, hold up, no. And I gotta throw out them big words. I gotta let them know that my parents are probably smarter than your parents.
Yeah. And much better educated.
They're much better educated than your parents, but they may not have had the access that your parents have. But this is show business. I can climb that socioeconomic ladder just off the merit of my skills. I can talk that shit.
Okay, this is a really good, this statement right here, it really shows his intellect, how, you have to speak in a certain way towards the decision makers, we'll say, in order to get access. Because if you come off as some buffoon or just some lowlife or uneducated or what have you, you won't get they won't take you serious, so they're just gonna overlook you, and you're just a joke to them, But if you got them big $10, $5, and $10 words, and they're like, whoa. That happened to me Saturday, a few days ago. A buddy of mine used to work for IRS, and I ain't seen him in a while, so we got to talking, and then I started laying down some of the lawyer stuff, and then his eyeballs fell out of his head. His jaw dropped to the ground like, damn. So I'll be on here clowning, but don't let that fool you. I got a job interview plus tax.
This God-given gift. So, I speak in street vernacular because when I'm talking to an audience of people, I feel comfortable. It's like an extension. Really, crowds are like my friends. It's the most consistent part of my life since I was 14. But in certain situations, I gotta.
I understand.
I gotta use that job interview. Well, I don't like that deal.
Okay, right here, that's what he's saying, that the crowds are his friends. And later on in the video, he says it seems like the higher he goes, the less happy he is. It's because they're trying to get him away from the public. Because he's smart enough to know that being friends with the public is a protection, really, because everybody is looking for the public opinion. That's the power, because we the people. So whatever we the people say, what the majority says is what goes. So that's why they're always trying to get the public to go along with this or that or the other, because they're trying to sway you the way that they want you to think. And so
that is funny.
Damn right it is. Can you see a time in your life ever when you won't be doing stand-up?
This past year, I did the least stand-up I've done since I started. 'Cause I was freaked out, man, with the fame thing and being called crazy and drug addict and all these things. Scared me. Just being treated that way. Like I'm not a person anymore. You say this shit about me in front of my children, and you know, who the f do these people think they are? And they don't know what happened. You know, I have not spoken about what would make a person walk off the set of a successful show and go to Africa. But again, people don't understand it, so they call me crazy, and I don't like that.
What should they understand, Dave?
What should they understand? Well, I did 2 seasons, and it was very easy. Not very easy, but I didn't go to Africa. And then suddenly, when I'm getting paid what they said was $50 million, I can't do it anymore. Nobody knows. Nobody remembers that I walked away from the show twice last season. Nobody asked about that. You know, in one of these magazines, Newsweek, it's a very credible magazine, and they're saying, you know, maybe I smoked crack, and it was all innuendo. And the magazine as credible as Newsweek, I was very surprised that this was happening. And then I got to make some real choices, man. Is that what I want for myself? Did I get too big? Because I like people. I like entertaining. And the higher up I go, for some reason, the less happy I am. You know, is it going to get to the point where I'm doing a striptease on TRL or waving a gun on the street, saying they're trying to kill me? No, I'm not going to let it get to that point. I'm going to go to Africa. I'm going to find a way to be myself, man. I gotta, you know, I'm an artist, man. I don't need a sneaker deal. I mean, I'd like one, but that's not the need that makes you guys go to school. You're not in this school right now because you want a sneaker deal. It'd be nice, but that's not why you're here, right? You're not here because you know you'd like to be in the movies, but to act or to entertain it's a need that maybe a lot of your friends don't even understand. But you got that need, and you have your dreams, and there's only 6 studios, man. There's only 6 agencies, man. This is a small, controlled thing, and I don't like having to beg for the spotlight, man. You know, the machine is good for us, and we good for the machine, and it should be fair, man. It should be fair.
All right, here he goes. He says the machine is good. We're good for the machine, and the machine's good for us. And then by him saying the machine, he's talking about the corporation. 28 U.S.C. 3002 15A. And he doesn't want to beg for the spotlight, meaning that unless you bow down to the Egyptian authorities, because that's what it is, just like mini Egypt around this joint. And you're willing to go gargle some unless you're willing to go do all that cochinadas that they're telling you to do, then you ain't gonna get nowhere. And we all know how funny he was, but see, for as funny as he was, see, they knocked him out the box, and then when he came back, you know, something happened where he fixed it, because he was blackballed for a long time, and he came up short for a long time. It doesn't seem that long, but this was 2006, so this was 11 years ago already. So it's been quite a bit, and I think he came back in 13 or 14 maybe. I don't know. Unless you're willing to go do whatever, you're going to have, you know, you see, coming from the horse's mouth, he doesn't like begging for the spotlight.
That's a small club, man. That's a weird place to be. Ain't really no going back. You can't get unfamous. You can get infamous. Right. But you can't get unfamous.
Right.
So I got scared. I'm not going to lie, y'all. I was scared to death. And I didn't touch the mic. But you know what was cool, man? The first time I went back out and did stand-up, it was in Cincinnati. So it's not far from the farm. I said, if I got to run, I can get home fast. And Club sold out real fast. I played a comedy club. And man, when I walked out on that stage and them people were screaming, I get teary-eyed just thinking about it. Because this industry can say whatever they want, but man, people will hold you up. And that crowd, man, my spirits were so low when they was just holding me up. And I hadn't told jokes, but that shit was just coming back like Karate Kid again. You're the best around. I was just doing it, man. So I don't know how this whole Dave Chappelle thing is going to end, but I feel like I'm going to be some kind of parable about either what you're supposed to do or what you're not supposed to. So I'm going to be something. I'm either going to be a legend or just that tragic fucking story, but I'm going full throttle. I'm going all the way. I'm eager to find out how this will resolve itself.
Okay, right here he admits that he's either going to be a legend or that tragic effing story. He doesn't know. See, this is one of the reasons why I don't think that they could have whacked him, you know, like as Randy Quaid said, the star whackers. Besides, he's too popular and he's a money-making machine, so, you know, they don't want to, because if they would have took him out, all of us would have known that everything that he's saying in this video is dead on point. You know, so, yeah, Davey is, yeah, man, see, and this is not the new dude with the glasses. You know, this is a totally different guy, so, you know, I don't know. At least that's what I see.
Yeah, let me tell you, putting something like that out there is scary, man. That show is like, listen, if you don't like that, you're not going to like the show.
It was a good test, right?
Not a test as much as a manifesto or a mission statement.
You have to see Bigsby to believe it. I wonder, Dave, if you'd permit me to speak to Clayton for just a moment.
All right, at your own risk.
I've been at risk since you walked out on this stage. I'm happy. Mr. Bigsby.
What do you want, Jew?
Okay, he said by using the character Bigsby, that was his mission statement. You know, so basically that refers to the corporation. You know, this Pilot Boy Productions is his corporation, because he actually said the same thing on the Oprah interview, where they said, well, here's a $50 million company, you're the CEO, see you later. And then you know, that's what he's talking about. You know, that's what it refers to, because every company has to have a mission statement. So that was his, this is what I am about, this is what I'm talking about, you know. And they were trying to tell him that he was wrong, but we said he's right. And all the DVD sales, you know, they done broke cash registers, they all over the place. And he, you know, but like he was saying, they have a vested interest in controlling him. And then Oprah says, no, that he had freedom, blah, 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 but we know better.
In the interest of our research, where did you ever get the idea for that extraordinary sketch?
Well, you know, man, I tell you, I'm a big fan of your show. And to be honest, I never envisioned myself being on the show, just because I always thought my body and work stunk. You know, I see guys like Morgan Freeman on here, dudes who've done like a lot of real good movies. And because all I ever did was comedies, I figured, you know, nobody likes comedies like that. So I figured I'd just never be on.
So you figured you were safe?
Right. Well, you know, I figured I'd just pretend that I'd done some good movies. And that I'd be on the show.
And who's that fellow who's doing somebody who resembles me almost as much as Will Ferrell does?
It's this guy, Bill Bogert, who was actually the dad in War Games.
I have one final question about inside Chappelle's show studio.
Okay.
Where are my fucking royalties?
All all right, Lipton. They haven't taken all the money back yet, baby. Hang on. That's $200 for you.
That's $200.
Okay, right here, you notice how he said they ain't take all the money back yet. But he was kind of laughing about it, so I don't think it's anything nefarious, but they did, kick him out of the club, so to speak. Like Cat Williams, like you and 9 people. One of the reasons why I was thinking about the statement he made where he says you can be infamous, but you can't be unfamous. That's probably why all the lead stars are falling from the sky. I think a lot of them, the smart ones at least, are faking their own deaths because they can't. Because he just said it, you can't be unfamous. Prince is forever famous. Michael Jackson is forever famous. He's recognizable everywhere he goes. Joan Rivers, same thing. Because there's a lot of stories that they're still alive, walking around, whatever. So, yeah. So I hear he's saying they haven't taken all the money back yet. Give him $200. But see what I mean? How eventually, they pretty much got us. So all I have to say is that the Bible's correct. That's what I'm saying. Well, this is going to wrap it up for this episode, and I hope that with some of the observations that I have, I hope you're starting to see why I say what I say when I say that the Bible is correct, because I mean, look at the picture right in front of you. That picture right there is telling us that he's a slave to money. You see? So Dave Chappelle knows, he's a Muslim, is what he said, which is opposite of Christianity, but nevertheless, it is a religious belief. And he also said that he's going to be a parable. That's also from the Bible. So, I mean, the Bible's real, guys. And, one of the reasons why I keep putting these videos out, because, they are starting to make an impact. Not an impact, but people are starting to pay attention. That's kind of nice. I mean, on this Celebrities Getting Out video, it was like 70,000 of you guys stopped by and said hello. So that was pretty cool, I thought. So hopefully I can just keep on putting these out there. I got to kind of, tone down my my verbiage so that I don't, so they don't block me or do stuff to me. I mean, so I am being censored, to a degree, but, well, it is what it is. Anyway, I hope some of the observations that I presented here make you guys kind of think about a few things as well. Anyway, this is going to wrap it up for this video. And before I go, I want to say God bless each and every one of you that stops by here and took the time to hang out with me today. I appreciate you guys hanging out, man. God bless you guys, you and yours, okay? This is going to wrap it up, and this is Real Talk, and I'm going to catch up with you guys next time.